It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead. Also, we're going to discuss a little bit The Walking Dead and The Walking Dead movies. So you could think of this video as a video covering The Walking Dead universe in general. They did release the first key art for Season 6 of Fear the Walking Dead, and I did a video right before this talking about that. And in that video, I talked about how I think that Morgan is not gonna die and that the red eye that we saw in that poster is symbolism of what's to come for Morgan rather than a sign that he's infected or bitten or that he's gonna die in some way. And I still stand behind that. I think that Morgan at this point is just too much of an important character on Fear. Not really an important character, but they've put so much emphasis and focus on this character that taking him out of the story just wouldn't make sense. With that said, I wanted to do this video to do a follow-up and talk a little bit about something else that I wanted to talk about, but I just didn't want to put it in that other video because it didn't really fit the conversation. What I want to talk about is the possibility that Morgan could actually exit Fear the Walking Dead, much like Michonne exit The Walking Dead Season 10. Now stay with me, I'll explain what I mean by that. Now for this video to make sense to you, and for you to be able to follow along, you're gonna have to make a big assumption, or two big assumptions. One is that Morgan is not gonna die, but rather exit the story on Fear the Walking Dead. And the second thing you're gonna have to assume is that Fear the Walking Dead is gonna be able to live without having a character like Morgan on the show. So in the case where Morgan is not dead and Fear can lose him, what you could have at that point is for Morgan to come across Michonne on her journey to find Rick. And at that point, you could have both following Rick's trail and finally getting to the place he's at, which is at the CRM, and reuniting with him there. Now, the one thing that makes this a little far-fetched is the distance. Where Michonne was when she left and the direction she was traveling to get to where Rick was is far away from where Morgan is. So that makes things a little complicated, but with that said, the fact that we have a bearded Morgan is very interesting. I could totally see a scenario where Morgan, for whatever reason the case may be, leaving and trying to get back to the original group on The Walking Dead. Now you may say that why would he leave his new group to find his old group? Well, that's not the point of this discussion here. I know that's a little far-fetched, but at the same time, they had Morgan do that the first time, so they could just have him do that again. But you could have Morgan actually wanting to go back, but he actually changes his mind when he gets there or when he's close. And you could have it so that this actually takes longer than it did the first time. Because the first time, it took Morgan a very short amount of time to get to where the Fear group was, which was in Texas. So you could have it so that it takes a little bit longer. Hence why Morgan has his beard. And once he gets there, let's say he changes his mind, or not even that, maybe he just stumbles upon Michonne as Michonne is trying to leave to find Rick. Maybe this takes place around the same time when we last saw Michonne, when she saw that big caravan of survivors. And maybe you could have it so that both Michonne and Morgan join that group, heading towards somewhere that's maybe close to the CRM, and maybe at that point you could have both Michonne and Morgan following the trail that Michonne found in order to find Rick. Maybe that could be a movie on its own, and maybe at the end of that they do find the CRM, and maybe that overlaps with the timeline in the second movie. And in the second Walking Dead movie, you could have Michonne and Morgan reuniting with Rick at the CRM. Something along those lines. But again, at this point, I think this theory is a little far-fetched, but at the same time, if they really want to have Morgan leave Fear the Walking Dead and have an open-ended exit, just like Michonne, they could utilize him in the Walking Dead franchise and have him and Michonne re-enter the story in the Walking Dead movies. But with that said, I want to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this theory. Do you think that it's extremely far-fetched, or do you think that this might actually be where they're going with this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to join our community and press the bell to be notified about daily uploads. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.